This is the greatest country in the world. But if we don't get leaders in Washington, we're going to give it away. And I'm not giving America away to anyone. So come at me where you might, because let me tell you, they come after me today, they're going to come after you tomorrow. But I can tell you right now, they can't take me down because I'm a bad man. And I can tell you that right now.
A defiant Herschel Walker after the latest abortion allegation that has rocked the Senate race that could determine control of Congress. Here to discuss that and more, Senator Rick Scott, chair of the National Republican Senatorial Committee. Good morning to you, Senator Scott. I know you saw the news, of course, about Paul Pelosi. You have heard that the suspect was specifically looking for the speaker, who has been on the receiving ends of some very nasty rhetoric and threats, as have others. Do you think the nastiness in these campaigns needs to be toned down? Did that play a part here?
Well, we've got to figure out how to bring our country back together where we have a civil conversation and, you know, we have no violence. I mean, what happened to Paul Pelosi is despicable. It's unacceptable. One thing I did when I got this job in January 2021, I went to the Federal Election Commission and said, could our senators and House members, could they use their campaign dollars to pay for security for themselves and their family? Unfortunately, it's become a more dangerous place, and we've got to do everything we can to lower the rhetoric, have a real civil conversation, but also make sure people are safe.
And let's turn to the midterms. You're predicting Republicans will win 52-plus seats in the Senate. Which states are you most confident Republicans will flip next month?
Well, we're going to keep all 21 that we have up. I think the hardest has been Pennsylvania, but Dr. Oz will win against Fetterman. But we're going to pick up Georgia. We'll pick up Nevada. I think we have every reason to believe we're going to pick up Arizona and probably New Hampshire. And then we have possibilities with Tiffany Smiley in Washington, Joe O'Dea in Colorado, Leora Levy in Connecticut. So we have a lot in play. The Democrat agenda is very unpopular. The rallies, I've been traveling with Ronna McDaniel, the chairman of the Republican National Committee, for the last 2 weeks. Unbelievable support on the Republican side. Turnout looks better for the Republicans than Democrats, so I'm very optimistic that we're going to win. We have great candidates.
And I want to ask you specifically about Colorado, because we were out there. You've said Republicans have a shot in Colorado. We spoke to the Republican candidate there, Joe O'Dea. He's called himself the Republican Joe Manchin and is not a fan of former President Trump. Are you concerned he'll buck the party if he wins?
Well, I support Joe O'Dea. I support, people that believe in the Republican principles. Joe O'Dea cares about reducing inflation. He cares about getting the crime down. He wants a secure border. So I'm going to continue to support Joe O'Dea. The election's going to be about inflation, and it's going to be about the border, and it's going to be about crime. And Joe O'Dea's on the right side of that. Michael Bennett's on the wrong side of that. So I think Joe O'Dea's got every opportunity to win this election in Colorado.
If Republicans take control of both the House and the Senate, what will the next 2 years look like? Investigations, undoing what Joe Biden has done? What do you see?
Well, what you hope is that we figure out how to get inflation down. That means we have to live within our means. What you hope is that we get a secure border. We can get some immigration reform done, but you can't do it without a secure border. You hope that, we start supporting our law enforcement. I know Republicans do. I hope the Democrats start doing this. I think the Democrats are going to get a rude awakening on November 8th that, high inflation, high crime, open border is not what the American public wants. So I'm hopeful that Republicans will pass good legislation and Joe Biden will sign it.
Senator, you have embraced the fact that Joe Biden is the duly elected president. But our partners at 538 say there are nearly 200 candidates running for House, Senate, or governor who have denied the legitimacy of the election, and 67% of those are in races they will most likely win. How will that change the Republican Party, and do you have concerns about that?
Well, one thing I've really tried to make sure we do is make sure people feel comfortable that we have free and fair elections. And we've got to do that by passing ID laws, making sure we don't have ballot harvesting, make sure we have monitored mailboxes, our drop boxes, things like that. So I think what we have to do is just keep trying to make sure we have free and fair elections and get the public uncomfortable. Now, what I tell everybody is if you want to make sure we have a free and fair election, one, go vote. to participate in the process. Go be a poll watcher. Do these things. So I'm optimistic that we're going to continue to improve our election laws so people feel comfortable that our elections are free and fair.
Okay, thanks very much for joining us this morning, Senator Scott.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.